Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be discussing one of my favorite doll franchises from last decade, Monster High. And it was created back in 2010 by Garrett Sander, who no longer works for Mattel. And Monster High unfortunately got discontinued about 2 years ago in 2018. It's amazing how time flies by so quickly because I remember like it was yesterday back in 2010 when I was a teenager. A new mall was opening around my area and there was also a Toys R Us that was opening, and I actually went into the store the very first day and I saw how the shelves were stacked with these new Monster High dolls. So I'm a frequent doll collector. I was used to collecting Barbie dolls and Disney dolls from the past and also Bratz dolls. So I looked at these Monster High dolls and I found them kind of weird because I thought they were like Bratz wannabes, but then I realized later on that they were like the sons and daughters of monsters. It was associated with the paranormal and all kinds of creepy things, and I'm a huge horror fan, so it definitely caught my attention, but I didn't really bother to buy them at that time because I wasn't really interested in them. I became interested in them later on, like 2 years later in 2012 when I was first entering college. I began collecting them, and one of my first Monster High dolls was the character Venus Mcflytrap, and then I began to get more associated with Monster High as she logged into their website. The Skelett, which is the symbol for Monster High, I have all of the PDFs from that website. I have more than 200 Monster High dolls in my collection that are unboxed, and I also have boxed Monster High dolls, and I have merch. So I have a lot of stuff from Monster High because I was a huge fan. After I started collecting Monster High dolls in 2012, Monster High became really big afterwards. It was really popular up until 2016 when it was rebooted, and then it got really whacked later on. And that's when people lost interest and the franchise was discontinued. I had no idea that those dolls that I saw back in July 2010 were going to be really popular later on. One of the reasons why I loved Monster High at that time was because of its tagline, "Be yourself, be unique, be a monster." The tagline was showing a message to embrace your flaws and to basically be yourself and not be someone that you're not. I was a teenager at that time when it first came out, and I was sort of like in my emo kind of phase. High school was a pretty rough time for everybody. I don't know if you guys can relate to me, and you're sort of figuring out your identity. I love all the characters, especially Frankenstein, Draculaura, Spectra, Operetta. Those were my all-time favorite characters. I also like the guy characters too, like Holt Hyde, Jackson Jekyll, Deuce Corrigan. I just love that franchise so much, and also the webisodes that were on the official website. I also like the movies that were in CGI. Those were really good. My favorite movie of all time is definitely New Ghoul at School, which was one of the first movies that Mattel released, and it was in 2D animation. New Ghoul at School was about Frankenstein's first day at Monster High, and she's desperately trying to fit in because I don't know if you guys can relate. When you go to a new school, you have no idea how to make friends, and you're basically all alone, and you're trying so hard to, impress people. She tries to impress the popular girls like Cleo Denial and Claudine Wolfe and Draculaura, and she tries to be someone that she's not, and it ends up backfiring later on until she finally realizes at the end that all she has to do is be herself and she will attract people who accept her for who she is, which is a wonderful message, and this is one of the reasons why I love New Ghoul at School. And I actually have the doll from New Ghoul at School, my Donna the Dance Frankie, and I absolutely loved her outfit in the New Ghoul at School movie. And at the end, when she reconciles with her friends and she's finally being herself, they all have a party at the end, and that's why it's called Donna the Dance, because they have a dance there. That's another reason why I love collecting these dolls last decade, because of their fashions. They were very unique, very beautiful. Actually, this isn't the original Donna the Dance Frankie. This is like a revised version of her that came out later on. I think the Wave 1 dolls and the original Donna the Dance dolls are worth a lot of money on eBay. And as you can see, she has green skin. She has a stitch. It was super freaky. Like, these dolls were super detailed. Like, they would have like bones. Like, I have a CA Cupid doll, and her wings are actually made of bones. The dolls came with their own pets, and they also came with a diary that you would read. Monster High was so big last decade that it made it to the Comic-Con, and there were exclusive Comic-Con dolls that Mattel released, and people were going crazy over those, and that's why there were so many scalpers, even at my local Toys R Us. If you don't know what a scalper is a person that buys an exuberant amount of, well, in this case, dolls, boxes of dolls, and they sell them on eBay for a much expensive price. There would be none on the shelves, none left in stock, and I would talk with the Toys R Us employees there, and they said they were out of the dolls always, and really frustrated me because I wanted to buy them at their original prices and not those ridiculous prices on eBay. But of course, when something is popular, people always have to make a profit out of it, right? And so Monster High's successful years were 2010 to 2015, and afterwards it all went to hell when they rebooted the series and they changed the designs of the characters and of the dolls. They were starting to look more like Barbies. They were starting to look more cuter. They actually rebooted the entire series as well, and they came out with other movies that were really dumb. And I just got really upset with Mattel. And I was like, what happened to their original tagline of "Be yourself, be unique, be a monster," about embracing your freaky flaws and actually being yourself and embracing your individuality? Unfortunately, that didn't work out because I guess it's because the parents complained. Some of the parents complained that the dolls were really scary for their toddlers. The truth of the matter is that these dolls were not really meant for toddlers. They were meant for teenagers. That's how I saw it. I mean, they were based on horror characters, so I don't understand. Why would you give this doll to a toddler? I don't understand. So it's like saying that you can't really be yourself. In order to fit into society, you have to basically be a cookie cutter version of yourself, which is what happened here in the reboot. The last Monster High doll that I bought was from the reboot. It was an electrified Twyla doll. But afterwards, they came up with the unfortunate sad news that Garrett Sander was going to discontinue the entire series and that he was going to leave Mattel and he was going on to do other projects. By the end of 2018, they stopped producing these dolls and I no longer saw them on the shelves. And afterwards, Toys R Us declared bankruptcy. But I enjoyed Monster High while it lasted, and if you're watching Garrett Sander, thank you very much for making this doll line, because it was one of the best things that happened last decade, because last decade for me was really shitty and this was probably my escape from my reality. So thank you very much, Garrett Sander. I really enjoyed Monster High while it lasted, and it really sucks that Monster High was replaced by the Disney The Descendants dolls and also the DC superhero girls, and people quickly moved on from Monster High. One of the first videos that I made on YouTube was my Monster High rant, when I talked about the end of Monster High and the reboot. It was also about my thoughts about the series being discontinued, so I highly recommend you guys watch that video. It's on my channel. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a freaky fabulous day.